Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another video. And today I'm going to talk a little bit more about inflation. So, if you watch this video till the end, you'll pretty much know everything that's going on and what you can do to combat inflation. So basically, I've already been talking a little bit about inflation before, and so there's a lot of stuff that comes with inflation. So a little bit of background, inflation's been really high now for, well, it's basically been 2 years that it's been higher than what they wanted at. So they want it to be at 2% or lower. So they being the Federal Reserve in the US. And the last time it was at a level that they wanted to be. Oh, goodness me. So that was in February of 2021. Ever since then, it's been higher than they want it to be. Which means that mortgage rates have gone up. They're going to keep going up because... So the Federal Reserve, the way that they try to fight it... This is not looking too good, is it? The way that they're trying to fight it is that they raise the interest rates. And what that does is everything that you have a loan on, so like your mortgage will be more expensive, like the interest rate on that will be higher. And there's a lot of, I mean, obviously they have to do it, right? So they have to do what they can to fight inflation. And I mean, it's just a little rough if you, for instance, are in the housing market, like you want to buy a house, and you also know that you'll get a way worse deal now than what you could have done just a couple years ago. Oh my goodness, that was horrible. Okay. Oh, he ducked. What's happening? Well, that was horrible. So, anyways, yeah, so the mortgage rates are going to go up with the interest rates. That's just going to happen. I mean, that's just how it is. So, things that you could do, right? Oh, this is kind of rough, but basically, if you're in the position where you can wait to buy a house, then that is what I would do. It's kind of some lame advice, but it is advice nonetheless. So another thing that's kind of been going on recently is, so for the past 12 months, the amount of sales of existing homes in the US has gone down every month. So every month for a year. So basically what that means is there's a lot of people that just... Oh, I just shot at nothing. Oh, goodness. So there's a lot of people that just don't want to sell their houses right now. And that is understandable. Because, so say if you own a house. Oh, this guy's sneaky. Not sneaky enough. Okay. So if you own a house right now, and say you bought it a couple years ago, your interest rate on your mortgage is 3%. And, well, now, if you try to sell that house and then buy a new one, I mean, you're going to have somewhere to live, right? So, the new mortgage rate that you get, let's just put that over here, see what happens. So the new mortgage rate that you get, or interest rate on your mortgage, will be more than double that. I guess unless your credit score has gotten up a ton since last time, but let's just assume it's around the same. Maybe a little bit better. So it's going to be way over 6%, and it's going to keep going up. So, you know, you're getting some, getting a decent amount from, like, selling the house. I mean, I would assume, you know, prices have gone up since the past couple years, so you'll get some money there. But at the same time, you're going to lose money for 30 years if you have a 30-year fixed rate on your mortgage. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a situation where a lot of people just won't sell their houses right now. So it's kind of, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that could come with that, right? There's like, if tons of people are trying to buy, you know, and there's not that many houses on sale, well, you have low supply and then a really high demand, if that's the case. So, because people are always, you know, always going to look for people, goodness. They're always going to look for places to live, right? With people that are buying their first house, they're probably anxious to get going with that. So, if you do own a house from before, though, I would advise you to not sell it right now. And if you're about to buy your first house, I would consider waiting a little bit. So that's just one thing. So yeah, that's kind of one effect of inflation. I've covered some other effects, but so what I would like to say, in addition to what I said before, is that what's happening here? Throw a grenade over there. See what happens. That kind of worked out. Okay. Oh goodness, I'm blind. Okay. So the numbers from January say that the inflation in the U.S. is at 6.5%, which doesn't sound too bad, but considering, you know, in January the year before, which is the year that you're comparing it with, it was at 7.5%. That is starting to look pretty rough, right? You have basically a 14% increase in prices in 2 years. I'm assuming most people haven't gotten raises that are similar to that, so you know you're kind of losing money that way. And so that's just a general number, you know. The number that they come out with is 6.5%. So that's in general. If you look at food, it's at 10.1%. And then it gets even more interesting because you could look at the websites that they have. It's the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and they have a ton of different types of price increases there. You can see the numbers yourself if you don't believe me. For instance, airplane tickets are up 25% since last year, which is really high. Other things like cereal, I think, is a thing that had risen by a lot for some reason, and bakery stuff. So I guess one thing you could do as well is you could look at, when you go to the grocery store, you know, if you really like buying your cereal, that's fine, but maybe you could switch out your meals a little bit. Maybe you could make something else for breakfast, something that hasn't increased as much. There's been a lot of talks about eggs being expensive, and they are expensive right now. At the same time, from those statistics, it looked like different types of meat and eggs actually hasn't increased in price as much as like baked goods and, well, cereal. I said that already. Fruits have not increased that much, so if you just take a look at it, that's a great way to try to save a little bit of money here and there. And yeah, I mean, I'm kind of repeating myself with this stuff, but I think it's super important. It's not going to go away for a while, and you know, it's just interesting to me how you're kind of being told that, you know, inflation's going down and all this stuff, and well, really, it's still way higher than it should be and what they want it to be. So, yeah, I would just, you know, look at the numbers. Don't really believe anything that people are saying that you read. Just look at the numbers yourself. I mean, they're out there. It's not hard to look up. And that's the same way with investments. I do want to talk more about investments in regards, or when we're thinking about inflation here. So I guess this video kind of covered that you probably don't want to buy a house right now because of the mortgage rates. But yeah, there'll be other stuff that I'll add to this in other videos. So if you want more content, subscribe to my channel and just follow along on the journey. And I'll give you more videos like this, and thanks for watching.